Okay, we should be live. I'm gonna make sure the audio and whatnot is all good. And then we can begin. Audio sounds good. All right, we should be good. AFC and NFC championships. We're going to find out who will be playing in OFL Bowl 18. Of course, we are down to 4 after a wild set of divisional round games. We have the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC, and what has been all chalk in terms of which team has won. Have the games been all chalk? Certainly not. Looking at you, Wizards. The NFC has been total mayhem. We're down to the 5 and the 7th seed, the Giants and the Saints, the two teams who people probably least expected to make it out of the NFC, but here we are. So 2 of these teams are going to be in the OFL Bowl. One of them is going to win the OFL Bowl. The only one of these 4 teams to ever make an OFL Bowl was the Kansas City Chiefs. They made it back in OFL Bowl 2, which they lost to the Rams. That was the Brad Kaya game. The only coach who's ever made or won one here is Naruto, the coach of the Giants. Everybody thinks he has a Mickey Mouse ring, but if the Giants win the OFL Bowl, then he'll have a real ring. All right, so here's going to decide which game we start with. Chiefs-Ravens is 1, Giants-Saints is 2. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. 2. All right, we're starting with the NFC game and OFL Bowl 15. You're right. Although we had 2 OFL Bowl 15s, but the Chiefs, didn't they win it? They won the one that didn't end up counting, I think. Hold on, let me check here. Yeah, they beat the Bears in the game that didn't save. So they have half a ring. So the Chiefs have as much of the Mickey Mouse ring as Naruto has. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. So we're going to user the New York Football Giants, who have not had a home playoff game yet until here at the NFC Championship. Saints are Mickey Mouse winners. Hector was injured. Yeah, he sure looked injured out there, all right. Playoff Blizzard. Do we want both games? Is the other game a Blizzard too? We'll have one Blizzard today. If Jacoby had started, he would have won by 40. Okay, yeah. Which game? I know how to decide. Ravens-Chiefs is 1. Giants-Saints is 2. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. Okay, Siri wants this game to be the Blizzard. So we're going to start with Super Snow. 74-14. Now he's changing it to 68-14. That still seems a little bit high. The Ravens' defense is quite good. All right, which jerseys do we want for both of these teams? I don't think either of their coaches are here, so we can just go with Old Reliable. They both have 2 of the best throwback jerseys in the game. 66 plus a 2-point conversion. Well, if they get 66, wouldn't that be 11 touchdowns but no extra point? Where's their good alternate classic jersey? Not that one. Yes. Oh, Naruto is here, and he wants the 1981s. Okay, good. Do you want alternate classic, like the black ones with the super cool helmet, or the gold one with the not as cool helmet? Are you drunk and high on 5 drugs at the same time? No, he's just on meth. Just meth. Do we want black or gold? Oh, hold on. I forgot to click the Blizzard scenario. What do you want on your team from AJ? Well, you said you would offer 2 1s and stuff. So I would probably have to go through your roster to figure out the stuff. We had, what, 2 blizzard games last week? They were the Huskies and Saints, so New Orleans knows how to win in a blizzard. And then the Chiefs and the Wizards, which obviously that game needs no further analysis. We all know what happened. Trade Hector's owner, Sam Hartman. If Kansas City could dominate Orlando's defense, they could dominate Baltimore and crack the code. Yeah, but Baltimore's defense is a lot better. Their defense has been really good throughout the year, whereas the Wizards are led by their offense. Their defense on paper might honestly be one of the worst in the league. Did I peak too early? No? I don't know. Did you see that SGYT leaked my face without permission? I mean, you literally said do it. I mean, that's about as consensual as it gets. So which team is going to the OFL Bowl? The New York Football Giants, led by Naruto, who has a ring. Is it a legitimate ring? Not really, but if you thought that ring was Mickey Mouse, then Coach Two Shiesty's ring of the Saints would be even more Mickey Mouse, because he joined right as the playoffs started. Technically, this would be Gary's ring, because Gary's been the coach of the Saints the whole time, but he stepped down. Well, technically, he said at the end of the season he would step down, so technically he's still their coach. So this is Gary's ring, if New Orleans shocks the world and does it. I don't even think EA hates Nick that... No, EA hates Nick more than anyone. All right, the Saints are going to start on offense, which means we get a look at Trey Lance and company to open things up. The Saints' offense was horrible through the first 3 drives of the game against the Huskies. And then after that, their offense seemingly exploded sort of out of nowhere. I've had better teams than... Nick has, like, maybe the highest-rated team in the league, and he didn't make the playoffs. So, no, not really. You can't get more unlucky than that. Well, Nick went 7-9. Very often, like in the OFL 19 and OFL 20 days, and his team was quite good. Just like you in OFL 21, he had to deal with me being in his division, and that always made things bad, such as the 4th and 22 in the playoffs back in OFL 20. Last year, obviously, the Hail Mary, and his team always underperforming the first half of the year. And then this year, it's been kind of the same, where they don't try through 8 weeks, and then do well at the end of the year, but it doesn't really matter. It's too little too late. Who won between the Ravens and the Chiefs? That game has not been watched yet. This is the first game of the day. So we don't have a winner yet. If I were to make a prediction, I've been picking Baltimore the entire way, so I kind of have to stick with them. And then of these two teams, I think the Saints' Cinderella run comes to an end. I think the Giants are going to win this game. Now that I think about it, the Giants did play in an OFL Bowl. They played in the Simier Bowl in OFL 21, and then they relocated to London. So technically, the Giants have played an OFL Bowl. So I was saying how the only team who's ever made it was the Chiefs, but the Giants have as well. And the Saints were close a number of times with me in OFL 19, but we never got over the hump. Did Apple make a conference championship at 21? I don't know, did he? He was in the playoffs pretty much every year. I don't know if they ever made a conference championship, though. What if I name my Retro Bowl coach Octavius Gaming? Then you will be a hero. Worst team in OFL history. Probably the one win Washington team in OFL 20. I don't think anyone's really worse than them, at least record-wise. And I don't think there have been any rosters that have been like bad. I mean, there are teams who tank and their rosters aren't good, but I can't think of a scenario where a team's been like under like a 70 overall or something. If the Saints lose, I'll be the scapegoat if we lose the next Survivor Challenge. Well, we're not going to lose, so that's not going to be an issue. When your best overall is an 83 and your team was booty last year, you're lucky to go 8-8. Have you heard of the 0-18 commies? Yeah, in Apple's fantasy land. Third and goal. The Saints have had it for 5 minutes, but they can't punch it in. Singletary's just short. Fourth and goal at the 1. What do you do? I think they're going to kick. I would go for it, even though they haven't been able to run the ball on the goal line. Oh! They're going for it. Okay. Nice. And they got it. Touchdown for Devin Singletary. And the New Orleans Saints are on the board first. They had the ball for, like, what, 5.5 minutes? So will you do the thing and get naked midstream? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how Nick does it. I don't know how Nick does it either. Getting punched in the nuts by EA year in and year out. I think at this point, you got to be a little bit numb to it. Because, I mean, you should just expect it. What if Octi is secretly naked right now, but because he's too poor to get a face cam, he can't see it? Well, unfortunately, I'm not naked. I apologize about that. I mean, I had the face cam for the PlayStation, but I just don't know where it is. I know there's a way to do it on PC. I have a bad computer. My good computer is going to be here on Friday, which I'm quite excited about. Is their defense good? Their defense is fine. It's not like anything crazy. But if you can score 38 on the Vikings, then you should be able to be fine against these guys. Although they do have some guys who can get to the quarterback. There's Josie Jewell with the sack. Have your parents ever walked in on you streaming? Well, I usually have the door closed. Because one, it sounds better. And also, I'm not going to be loud for everybody in here. But, I mean, yeah, it's happened. Survivor's going to be good today. It better be. You better find a way to win. Gonna find a way to include Hector's face. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Oh, it's a fumble! Saquon loses it! And it's picked up by the Saints. Why did Saquon not hold on to the ball there, but he held on to it in the overtime of the divisional round? Was that a fumble, though? Even if it's not, that was a third down, so they're going to have to punt it anyway. So the Saints are going to... Oh, yeah, it's clean out. That's definitely a fumble. Saints would have gotten the ball back regardless, but instead of starting at like their own 20, they start at the Giants 36. Are your parents aware of your obsession with Oscar? I don't think they know who Oscar is. Thoughts on last night? That was something. That was something. I think my thought is that I'm happy that none of us are like that imbecile. Are your parents aware of you constantly liking Cairo putting his sack in someone's face? Definitely, totally. You don't even know what happened last night. I don't think you want to know what happened last night, to be honest. I kind of expected you to have a stash or something. Imagine if he secretly had like a handlebar mustache. That'd be funny. First quarter in the books, it's been all New Orleans. The Cinderella run is looking quite promising. But they do have the 3rd and 3 at the 5. They can score a touchdown here. They'd be in real big business. Trey Lance rolls out. Yeah, he's not going to get it. Okay, so they're probably going to kick. They'll still be up by 2 scores, though. When is the Sonics uploading? Either today or tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but it'll be one of those days. Tell me or else I'll make your tribe lose the next challenges. Okay, I'll tell you. There was this racist kid who found the server, and he pinged everyone about 10 times. He said a lot of racial things. He said the N-word probably about 5 or 6 times. It was just a mess. We want Metro today. It'll be either Metro or Sonics. That'll be today and tomorrow. I'm just not sure the order of which it's going to be. But those will be the next 2. What's the N-word? The N-word is no. I'm kidding. It's the other one. I don't have to explain it. How did he find it? I think he's friends with Bubba and a few of the people on that tribe. I've never seen him until yesterday. But I think he knows some of them. Who's in Paris? Yeah, the word is whoever is in Paris. Just put it that way. Will you draft center NBA 2K Hector? Well, I'm not using custom classes because this is the last year of the series, so I guess by default, no. Unless there's a center named Hector in the auto-generated class. Can I make a really early prediction for MLB The Show 23? I mean, I'm not thinking about that until like December or January, but go for it. This is why Survivor should be between only our servers, because outsiders ruin the fun. Well, most of the people in there are from this community. I mean, I know obviously everyone on my tribe because I picked them all. So I picked people who I know, except for the last 2 who I was given. And then Nick did the same thing. And then I don't really know as many people on Bubba's tribe. I don't know if he knows those people or he's just picking out of the hat. What is Bobby Shmurda's most favorite song? Do I need to tell you? The Texas Rangers. That would be interesting. I almost picked the Rangers for MLB The Show 21. I think they made like my final 4. Yeah, outside of Giddy, I know nobody on Bubba's team. And I think some of those people are the people who knew the kid last night. How did I come up with Wenmark? Well, your name is Denmark. And you just put a W replacing the first letter. I didn't come up with that. Am I on the Josh Bell tribe? I am the Josh Bell tribe. I'm kidding, partly. Didn't Bubba... Bubba, I don't know if Bubba's people are underrated because I don't know who they are. Other than Giddy. Do a Braves death penalty. How would a death penalty work in baseball? I mean, I guess if they were caught cheating. But other than that, I don't see how that would work. Unless the Braves use... Why are they kicking? This is a 64-yard field goal. What are they doing? Oh my, that actually has a chance. He almost made that. That was a good kick. That was a bad call, but it was a good kick. It just didn't go in. I think that had the distance, though. That had close to the distance. The Giants are the better team here. They should win this game. They have no excuse not to. The New Orleans Saints won 9 games and snuck into the playoffs. But I guess if the Saints can beat Seattle and Toronto, they can beat the Giants. Imagine if this Saints team wins the Super Bowl, or the OFL Bowl, but my teams from 3 years ago don't. That'd be slightly depressing. There's a big play for the Giants. It's Chandler Jones with the sack. Well, the Huskies are trash. Well, of course the Huskies are trash. Frauds. Not like we got swept by them or anything. No, totally not. So the Saints aren't going to get the first down, but they should be able to kick and make it a 13-point game. And they do. 13-0. Did you know I had a famous cousin? No. Also because the NFC sucks. Well, the NFC was definitely worse than the AFC this year, but there were still some very good teams in the NFC. Are custom recruits still being used in Metro? No, because I'm just trying to... I want to get recording for that series done by like early next week, just so I can start focusing on the new NCAA series, set up the rosters and whatnot for all of that. Why can't you tell us what the new... You'll see in due time. There's going to be a team... not a team reveal, but like a series reveal within the next couple of weeks. I've said it's something that nobody's ever done. That's my only hint. It's not like... I should probably make that more specific. It's not like a series that anybody's ever done. It's not like I'm doing a team nobody's ever done. Because that's what the last two dynasties were. Are there a lot of edge rushers? Off the top of my head, no. I don't think many people have made pass rushers. A majority of the players are quarterbacks and wide receivers, which shouldn't really be a surprise. But there you go. Why don't all teams cut screens out of their playbooks? Because Madden's stupid. Ready to see the Eagles choke to the Super Bowl? Your new undisputed NFL Super Bowl champions, the Indianapolis Colts. Malachi Matta-fraud. Something that no one has ever done, so you're doing Wyoming because it doesn't exist. Bingo! That's totally what it is. Have I ever heard of 222 to nothing? Wasn't that like an old college football score? I want to say that was like Georgia Tech. That's just a complete guess. I don't know. If the Saints make it a 3-score game, this could be a sim right at halftime. I was not expecting that. Notice how Octi didn't respond to my Commissioner Dynasty comment. Well, I see. I'm not going to say if you're right or wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. Versus Cumberland University. Who names their school Cumberland? Or will it be an AD Dynasty? My question to you, has anybody ever done that? If the answer is yes, then it ain't that. That's what can help you figure it out. Because as far as I know, nobody's ever done it. And if someone has, then I'm a lying fraud. But as far as I'm aware, the Imperialists are winning. If I ever get big, will I remember all of you? Yeah, I'll try. Cumberland University, the jokes write themselves. You literally have done an AD Dynasty. As far as I'm aware, I don't think I have. Oh, with Western Carolina. I technically did. You're right. Although that was like one season. But if that's been done on the internet before, then that's not what I'm doing. Put it that way. What a colossal failure to end the drive for the Saints, who still had a very good first half. They lead 13-0. Can New Orleans hold on to the lead and advance to their first OFL Bowl ever? What if you fly me out to Penn? Yeah, I don't know if I can trust you with my money. First of all, that's your spelling. And then second of all, that just sounds like a horrible idea, with all due respect. The Giants open up with the ball. If they want to make a comeback, they got to start now. I wonder if we would have beaten New Orleans. We're better than New Orleans. Everybody in the NFC is better than New Orleans on paper. That obviously hasn't mattered. I'll be your editor. I don't need an editor. That's the thing. When did the War of 1812 start? The all-famous Eastmoo question. A conference commissioner dynasty. What's that? Like where you control all the conferences? I mean, I can control the conferences in any series I do, technically. The Saints have main character status. And right as you say that, CeeDee Lamb just burned the corner, so maybe they don't. 72-yard touchdown for CeeDee's nuts. And the Giants are back in the game. If it started in 1812, that means somewhere around 1800. That doesn't even make sense. What? You could have just stopped after if it started 1812. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to add the other part. And you would have been right. It's all part of a rising action. We need conflict to make it entertaining. That's fair. Should I ask around school this year if people watch your channel? If you want to look like a freak, no. But if you want to help a brother out, then I won't stop you. If you're so smart, what country does North Korea President Kim Jong-un is president in? I'm going to go with Saudi Arabia. Final answer. Famous senior quote. Sub to Octagonal Gaming. Gotta be specific. Sub to Octagonal Gaming on YouTube so they know what they're doing. South Korea. You might be right. Naruto might be onto something. Since August 7th, 2017, you've done college football dynasties. It's about time to make the jump to college hoops. I wish there was a really good college hoops game. I wish. Not that, like, the old games are bad. They're not bad. But, for one thing, I just don't know enough about the games to where I can run a full series, I think. Because, I mean, I have not played most of the older college basketball games. I don't know how easy customization is and whatnot. The graphics, obviously, are not ideal. And there's only so much I can do on 2K with college basketball rosters. What will you do if I plug your YouTube channel in a senior... Oh, that should have been picked! As I was trying to say, then I'll give you a cookie. If the Giants score a touchdown here, they'll take the lead. There's a revamp mod for NCAA Basketball 10. I know there's a mod. I haven't really seen much of it. From what I know, it's pretty good. But, I mean, I guess we'll keep the door open in the future, but I don't want to have more than 3.5 series, because the NCAA thing, it's not like a full series. Again, it'll make sense when I explain it. What if I fly you out to Arizona and pay for all of your expenses, but you have to babysit me? Am I getting paid to babysit you too? Am I going to do college football revamp? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to figure out how to download it on PC once it comes in the mail. I wasn't able to do it on my old computer, but I think that's mainly because my old computer isn't good. I had a very short Arizona State dynasty, but it wouldn't make sense to continue it because it ended 2 years ago when I had 2,000 subscribers, I think. 2, 3. So 80% of my subscriber base has no clue that series ever existed. Am I going to do NCAA 24? Assuming it actually comes out next summer, then hell yeah. But I don't trust EA. yet. I know they've been saying that the progress of the game has been good, but I don't fully trust them yet. Why does a 14-year-old need to be babysitted? Oh, wait, it's Hector. Arizona is bad at football. That is very true. They are not good. There's no point in that. Well, it's not a full series. It'll make more sense in 2 weeks when I explain it all, but it's not going to be a full 100-episode series. Put it that way. And it'll be done by the time we get to, what, July, when the game hopefully comes out. But it'll make a lot more sense when I reveal it. The Giants are moving it well. What if they take the lead? I mean, we were talking about this game being a sim, and now the Giants could be up. Could the Cinderella run have ended? Saquon Barkley sure wants it to. What happened to Lucario? I don't really know. He just kind of left. I guess life got in the way. Main channel, Arizona. Well, I don't want to link anything with the main channel and this channel, because I did OFL stuff on the main channel in the past, and it just didn't really work out. I think just keeping them separate is better. Supposedly, NCAA getting a new game before GTA 6 comes out. Well, both of those franchises have not done anything in, what, like a decade? That's kind of wild. Saquon didn't hold on to the ball that time, Patrick Queen. Zonathan Knight gets about 3, so we are 3 quarters down, 1 to go. A really strong quarter for the New York Giants. They bring the lead down to 6, and they had the ball in the red zone, but it is a 3rd and goal. So, who knows? Why haven't I brought back Tiance yet, like you promised? You'll see. You'll see. He'll be back someday. Do Octagonal Echo 2.0. All right, we're going to do Echo for this play because he wants it. Oh, the Giants caught it. I thought that was intercepted. But CeeDee Lamb caught it for a touchdown, and the Giants, pending the extra point, are going to take the lead. Yeah, the defensive back should have caught that. 13. Is that Michael Thomas playing corner? What is my OFL Bowl prediction? I still think the Giants are going to pull it off. And in the AFC, I've been picking the Ravens since the start of the playoffs. So, Baltimore and the Giants. Arizona's more of a basketball school. Yeah, they've been a little bit disappointing since the DeAndre Ayton year, I should say, singular, with the whole financial stuff. But last year they got back on track. They were a 1 seed in the tournament. They didn't win at all. That's because the Jayhawks did. Rock chalk. So now Arizona's like good again. But yeah, they're definitely a basketball school. They had some fun football players throughout like the early 2010s. But they haven't really been any good since like Khalil Tate left. I just yelled the hard R in a good way. What? Bring Black the Blueprint. I remember that. That was a fun concept, but it's pretty much just me rebuilding a team for a one-off. I'm just convinced you're saying stuff. That's true. Good old Nick Foles. Wildcat legend. They went from Nick Foles to some other good quarterback whose name I forget to Khalil Tate. And then ever since then, they've been super mid. Mid is generous. I mean, last year, weren't they, like, letting random people try out for scholarship positions on the team? We're reaching the climax. Are the Saints going to actually have the main character Cinderella ending? You were more of a fan of the shorter commentary games than the full streams. The problem is those videos just did so bad on the main channel. The watch time was like 2 minutes long because everybody wanted to see what happened in their game, which I understand. Naturally, you're curious about how your team does. But I figured out eventually keeping the OFL on its own from the main channel is probably good for both, particularly the main channel, which has always been my main priority. I thought Andrew Luck was skinny. They showed him reporting in the national championship game, ironically with RG3, and I thought he looked like pretty skinny. Miss State had kicker. I mean, kickers tryouts are different than other stuff. That's not as embarrassing. That's still a little embarrassing, but that's not as bad. 4th and inches, they're kicking. That's a questionable call. I mean, yeah, you take the lead. I would have gone for it, personally. I know that's risky. If I put Hector on the block, how many DMs am I getting? Probably a lot. Vanderbilt, I think, had the girl who kicked. What is Bill O'Brien doing right now? He was the Alabama offensive coordinator last year. Is he still there? I think so. What else would he be doing? He might have gotten a job with New England. I think as like a super... Nope, he's still the offensive coordinator at Alabama. Do I kick girls? No. Probably sitting there in his office saying he was right about DeAndre Hopkins. The Giants have ran the ball like double the amount of times they've thrown it, which, I mean, you have Saquon Barkley, so I'm not going to call you crazy, but here's a good run from Saquon. He gets it to the 46. If I'm the Giants, I try to chew as much clock as possible. Don't let the Saints have much time to do anything on offense. Isn't Vanderbilt like Scottie Pippen Jr.? Yes, Scottie Pippen Jr. went to Vanderbilt last year, and he averaged like 19-7, did he? He averaged something really impressive. I don't know. I don't think he had 7 assists. That's like tops in the country. He averaged 20 and 4.5. So, pretty good. I'm currently attending Kareem Hunt's kicking academy, and I'm a 5-star kicker. I've already committed to Alabama. Roll Tide. 2-minute warning. The Giants are in good position. Despite losing, they have it in field goal range. They should just run the ball the rest of the way. And the Saints should start calling their timeouts. Why are they running no huddle? Do these teams not know how the clock works? I mean, this is typical EA clock management. Nice catch. Oh, they call it a touchdown. Have yourself a second half. CeeDee Lamb, his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Giants lead by 5. CeeDee Lamb's pretty good at football, apparently. Whoever that corner is, he's playing about as well as A.J. Terrell did last week. What if you were offered a full ride starting point guard scholarship to Arizona, but I'm your coach? A full ride scholarship to a Power 5 conference to play basketball? Sign me up. I don't care who's coaching me. What is your favorite NFL team? I had the pleasure of rooting for the Detroit Lions. The Guardians are willing to listen to offers on Shane Bieber. It's fun when you have other teams in your division who are morons. Not as stupid as us, obviously, but that's still good to know. They can probably get a lot. Maybe they can get, like, Tariq Skubal for him. Hector would be up by 20 right now. Hector's team lost to these guys last week. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Imagine if Sharif O'Neal went to a smaller school instead of LSU or UCLA. He was going to be good. I think the Hart thing really hurt his development because he was like a top 40 recruit in his class. I lied. I hate the Lions. That's not how you spell my name, bud. Plus, I had the blue wrench. So, there you go. The Saints are having a nice little drive here. They do need a touchdown. Field goal does nothing. Trey Lance rolls out. He's under pressure. And he is sacked. Doesn't lose much. And he is out of bounds. Clock now at 39 seconds. This is my alt account. Oh, you got the name right. Why would I have an alt account, though, with the same channel name and the same logo? That sounds, like, stupid. My alt account is pretty much this one, the OFL one. Now New Orleans has it at the 36. They stop the clock again, and they still have 2 timeouts. There's no reason to think they can't score here. Time shouldn't really be an issue. 3rd and 3. He's going to run for the first down. He should look to get out of bounds, and he does. Trey Lance gets 8, and again he stops the clock without having to use a timeout. Any comments from GSU? No, he's been quiet. I think that situation's done, which is good. All right, the Saints get about 8. They're going to have to call timeout number 1. Or timeout number 2. Now they're down to 1. And they're going to have to call their last timeout. Oh, boy, they have it at the 11. 15 seconds and no timeouts. A spot in the OFL Bowl on the line. Why would you throw it up the middle? Are they going to have enough time to run another play? I don't think so. Maybe they will. They don't. And the New York Football Giants pull it off. After being down 13-0 at halftime, the Giants are headed back to the OFL Bowl. Coach Naruto and the Big Blue Mac Jones-led New York Giants are representing the NFC in the big game. The Giants were always one of the best teams in the NFC this year. They just didn't get as much attention as guys like London and Seattle and Toronto. The Giants kind of flew under the radar. They had 2 big playoff wins, and now they have a come-from-behind victory here against the New Orleans Saints. And New Orleans' Cinderella run is over. Although Trey Lance did complete 90% of his passes. Mac Jones not too far behind at 85%. Big game for CeeDee Lamb. 5 for 130 and 3, all of which came in the second half. He was a monster. So that'll bring us to the second game of the day. The Chiefs and the Ravens. Who's going to face off against the Giants in the OFL Bowl? Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. That is the Chiefs who we're going to use her. Trey Lance just made the dumbest read ever. That was a dumb read, but I'll tell you what, we've seen crazier before. You think that's stupid? We've had worse. A lot worse. That's nothing. Alright, so this game won't be a blizzard. The Chiefs' first non-blizzard playoff game. We'll see if they can score 58 again. SGYT can pick his jerseys. We can find something for the Chiefs, although they don't really have much variety. Do we want to wear red or white, pretty much? White uniforms with color rush pants and color rush socks. Okay, so pretty much white jerseys with black pants or white. Now, these are the color rush pants. The current ones are black. Yeah, so is this what you want? In that case, if the Ravens are going to wear white, then the Chiefs are going to have to wear red. We'll just do that. I think Hector's a Pro Bowler. Hector was an MVP candidate. I don't know if he'll be put in the Pro Bowl because he did miss 2 games, but, I mean, if he's an MVP candidate, then he should be in the Pro Bowl. When are the awards announced? They'll be soon. Probably before the game on Friday, I hope. Think? Maybe? What player has that dog in him? Last week in the divisional round, number 17 on the Kansas City Chiefs had that dog in him. Josh Allen, who threw for 7 touchdowns, tying an all-time record, and over 560 yards, breaking an all-time record. So I think he's got that dog in him. The Chiefs beat the Wizards 58-52 in overtime. He said, Hector, shut up. I know that guy. I'm inside balls deep in a dog. Oh, so you're like Karl Malone, but with dogs? He just bad, so he got benched and outplayed by Jacoby Brissett. Oh, okay. The Baltimore Ravens are looking to do something that's never been done. We've never had a rookie quarterback win an OFL Bowl or a Super Bowl, and I don't think a team has ever gone from worst to first. The Ravens were the worst team in the league last year, and now they're one of 3 teams left vying for an OFL Bowl. Do you think Karl Malone enjoyed being inside a 12-year-old? I bet he did. Why did he keep doing it? He had to have enjoyed it. The Chiefs still without Marlon Mack. They didn't really try to run it too often last week, which I guess makes sense considering Josh Allen had the greatest statistical passing game ever. What if randomly Greg Dortch followed you on Twitter? Would you tell him about me? Well, just because he follows me doesn't mean he knows me. I've had random famous athletes follow me for no reason. Nico Mannion followed me like a couple months ago, and I have no clue why. But he did. Shout out Nico Mannion. Is this a final season as well? The plan is that there's going to be 2 more full seasons, which I'm going to try to move by quicker. And then we'll have a vote on whether we want the next OFL to be on Madden 23 or on an older Madden. Why can't we talk about the political state of the world? That's a good question. Why can't we? Third and 10. It's a strip sack. The Chiefs pick it up, but they lost like a lot. 18. That'll force a punt. This EuroLeague guy followed me and DM'd me if I want a spot on his team roster. Yeah, that's probably a bot, bud. I don't think they're offering children spots on EuroLeague rosters. I could go on a tirade of the political incompetence that is Texas. Good old Texas. Can we, like, add to the border and, like, kick Texas out? I don't think anyone would be upset by that, right? Can we all agree? We don't. Who needs Texas anyway? Tony Parker was in the Euros at 15. Yeah, that's Tony Parker. I don't think you're Tony Parker, buddy. Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer. What if you wake up tomorrow and say on ESPN, Detroit Pistons sign OFL legend Hector Estrada? What's the next move? I don't know. Tell him to sign me because I'm probably better. I only would if I'm not allowed to leave first. I'm going to make it big so I can get Octi out the hood. Okay. I am indeed not better. Oh, that's unfortunate. He says, keep dreaming. Octi does not know what the hood is. I mean, I guess you're not technically wrong. 1v1 me on YouTube, Flight versus Cash Type B. That'd be a pretty quick video, though, because I would finish you off pretty quick. 3rd and 8, nearly intercepted. We already have more punts than the Chiefs game last week. There were no punts in that game, and here today both teams have punted it. Who's a higher IQ, you or Flight? That's a good question. Probably Flight. I don't think Flight is as dumb as people think. I think part of his persona is looking like an idiot, which is sort of his brand, which is smart. I used to live in the rough parts of Philadelphia before we won the lottery and moved into Beverly Hills. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ismail or Hector? That is a very good question. Can I choose or? Or is my answer. 3rd and 1. It's not a screen, but it's a short pass. Did he get the first? I don't know. They're going to give it to him. That was close. Who is my favorite YouTuber besides myself? That's a good question. That answer definitely fluctuates. I wish I had a more creative answer, but some of the stuff that Mr. Beast has been able to do is unbelievably impressive. So, I think he has to be the answer. Where do I rank in all-time coaching? Pretty high. You have a fake ring, and you might get a real ring. So, pretty high that you're going to have both. Kayvon Thibodeau is hurt. Oh, boy. That's not good for the Ravens. Does he go to the locker room? He does. So, Kayvon Thibodeau is probably out for the game. Maybe for the OFL Bowl if the Ravens were to win. So, they're really going to be depending on DeForest Buckner and Will Anderson to send a lot of pressure. Have I ever watched Mr. Hurricane? Mr. Hurricane's probably my biggest, I would say, inspiration in terms of my content, so he is obviously up there as well. I've always referred to him as like the king of franchise gaming on YouTube. I don't think anybody does it better than him. Any ring is a ring. That's true. You're not totally wrong. Worst answer ever, Mr. B. I mean, I know it's not creative, but I'm not going to lie. That's the answer to the question. You have to finish a test. Last question is impossible. Who are you calling? Eastmoo or me? You can't pick or anyone else. I'm just going to guess. Have I ever been in a hurricane? Hurricane Sandy wasn't too far away from us. I know that canceled Halloween one year. That was depressing. I love talking in third person. Top 5 YouTubers not including yourself. Mr. Beast is definitely in there. I think I have to put Kane in there because he's an inspiration for my content. I don't really know who else I would put in there. Because it sort of changes what I'm like in the mood to watch for depending on what time of year it is. The Chiefs get the touchdown. They are on the board first. Uncle Sam's Reject is an underrated goat up there with Octi and FG. FG I've been good friends with for a while, and Uncle Sam's Reject I know fairly well too. They're both very underrated indeed. I agree. All those guys are underrated. Yeah, we have lost this game. It's only 7-0. You guys haven't lost anything yet. I was in Hurricane Sandy when I visited Florida when I was 5. I was in one too. That's fun. Yeah, it's the second quarter. It's a one-possession game. We just saw the Saints were up 13-0 at halftime, and they lost. So, if the Giants can pull out that comeback, I think the Ravens can too. The Ravens are better than the Giants. Both of these teams would probably be favored in the OFL Bowl. I think the Giants are going to be the underdog regardless. Kenny's got to be up there too. He is definitely, without a doubt, one of the best, I would say, sports in general content creators. Wouldn't say Parham is underrated, though. He is a GOAT. Yeah, Parham's certainly at the top of the list when it comes to franchise content, whereas Kenny is more just sort of just basketball in general, but both of them are very good. There's a reason why they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Change your name to ASAP Octi. That sounds like a great idea. Never going to Florida, Louisiana, or Texas because hurricanes are obsessed with those states. I mean, if you don't go during hurricane season, you're probably fine. Have you ever watched Crispy? Any like relevant sports content creator, I probably have heard of them at least. Crispy, I've definitely watched before. Yeah. What if I became the 4th Migo? Yeah, you have fun with that. Best Survivor season so far. The first one that I win. How about that? This one, Rusty made those NBA Rebuild My Leagues. They were by far the most in-depth. I think his style was sort of like, I don't know how many of you guys watched A Funky Diabetic when he did like the My League stuff. I think it was kind of similar to that. And I think that's like a good sort of change of pace style for My League. Because it's more so not just about the My League itself, but it's more so about how the team gels together and more so the in-depth basketball aspect of it, which I think is creative. I think it's really good. Will Guardians be posted today? Next Guardians uploaded will be later this week. I don't know when, but probably Saturday, I think. You will never win. Oh, is that like a threat? Octi hasn't won a Survivor, but his name is the Survivor brand. That's true. I mean, Apple's the one who made it, and he made it relating to me. So I am the brand. Watch a Josh Bell tribe win every challenge now. It's going to happen. Hey, me, can we see Cindy? I mean, Cindy's dead, so how are we going to see Cindy if she's dead? Here's a big run for the Chiefs down the field, a 43-yard touchdown. Was that Ivory, the guy who was like really good last week, or was that their backup? I think that might be their backup. I can't tell. Why was I not informed? This happened 3 years ago. Have you been living under a rock? Cindy died in 2019. That's like, this is not recent. Do I have Twitter? I do have Twitter. Have I ever thought of putting the custom prospect in a what game? A Kool-Aid game? I don't know what that is. But she's always in the Discord. Well, Cindy's channel was rebranded to Cindy's Little Friends, and that hasn't been used in like a year, but... Who is Cindy? Oh, you missed out. You missed out. Let's go Fortniting. What is my Twitter? It's the same as my... same spelling as my YouTube name, but I think there's no space. But other than that, it's the same. If you go in the description of any of my videos, I think my Twitter link is in there. Can't follow Octi on Twitter because I have really bad stuff in my likes. Well, you can make your account private, which is where only people who follow you can see your stuff, and they have to request to be followed, or follow you. 3rd and 7. Dan launches a bomb downfield. It's incomplete. That was a good throw. Not looking good at the moment here for the Ravens, but if the Giants can come back down 13-0, they can come back down 14. All 9 followers I have are sex bots. Oh, how fun. Cindy was alive as of... No, Cindy died around Christmas time in 2019. Just because that Discord account was still used doesn't mean the actual Cindy was still alive. Have I ever thought of putting the... Oh, in a college game. Oh, that's what you meant. Maybe. Maybe. Found your channel because I was interested to see if anyone made series similar to Rusty Buckets for either Madden or MLB The Show, and it recommended me. Oh, whoever recommended me, I appreciate you. Who is Cinny? Cinny, for those who don't know, was an old guinea pig of mine who passed away over 2.5 years ago. She was not alive in 2020. This happened before the pandemic. Chiefs are about to make this a sim if they're up by 3 scores. Sorry to hear that. At first when obviously it happened with both of the guinea pigs we had then, obviously it was sad. But eventually, I was able to only think about the good memories with them, which is obviously a lot. By jumping inside a fan. No, they did not jump inside a fan, unfortunately. Nice touchdown. So now it's 21-0, and now the Ravens are in big trouble. So if they don't score on this drive, this game turns into a sim. The Ravens game last week was a sim in favor of them, which they nearly blew. But contrary to what Cobra thinks, I'm assuming that's Cobra, they don't have to die in extra ways. But yeah, Cindy was a pet. Just please sim, I'm in deep sadness. We'll sim in 16 seconds. 16, unless he score a touchdown here, which would be remarkable. Which I don't think is going to happen if they're running the ball. All right, so that'll end the first half. Not even close. The Kansas City Chiefs are dominating here against the Baltimore Ravens. They lead 21-0. The Ravens have 1 passing yard. The Chiefs have 193. They haven't even tried to throw the ball. I don't get their strategy. Dan is kind of good at football. Winner of this game, Chiefs, will be playing the Giants in OFL Bowl 18. Mules versus Naruto. That should be a fun matchup, assuming it's the matchup that we get. A Ravens comeback is still possible. Is it likely? Not at all. But can we please back out of this, EA? I don't need to see the coaches clapping. So the Ravens started the ball. Hey, they actually passed it. Stop. I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just explaining the scenario. I guess we drink Tennessee today. 4th and 3, they punt it. The Chiefs move down the field. They had a field goal. Baltimore scores. They had a touchdown. But it might be too little too late. Okay, the Ravens get a stop. 4th and 3, they get 4. If they score a touchdown, we're hopping in. And they do. Okay, this might have gotten interesting. It's 24-17. The Chiefs get the ball back. This is chew clock, run the ball time. The problem is the Chiefs can't really run the ball. So, Baltimore could absolutely come back here. Is it likely? No, not at all. But it's still possible. Josh Allen's in the zone, though. If I'm the Chiefs, I don't care about chewing. Well, I do want to chew clock. But throw the ball. They should be looking to pass it here. That's a good start. Josh Allen's having another good game. Maybe not as good as last week, but still pretty good. That's Emmanuel Barton, the Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Couple of Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates in this game. Now they're really chewing clock. We'll see if the Ravens' run defense can go. Oh, they're going to throw it again. The Chiefs are listening to me, and it's working. It's almost like good passing teams should look to pass the ball. So that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Which weird way did your guinea pigs... None of those were weird. 2 of them were old, and the other one was young, but they were all either sick or just, in the older one's case, old. One jumped off the dresser and died to fall damage, and one died because it choked on wood. Yeah, no, mine have not died in weird ways. 2nd and 7, they got the first down. That's big. They get 11. What if Ligma Balls actually comes in and picks off the pass? That'd be funny. Another first down officially ends it. And that will officially end it. Oh, maybe not. The Chiefs have to call a timeout. David Andrews is hurt, the center. At least it's not 74-14. You might be onto something there. The Chiefs are in field goal range, so at this point, the Ravens' best bet would be a turnover, which I don't know how likely it is you're going to get a turnover in the next 2 plays, but I guess we've seen crazier. 2nd and 7. The Chiefs are 7 yards away from the OFL Bowl. You're not going to get it on that play. They are going to be able to chew a lot of clock, though. Now it's 3rd and 6. The Ravens need a turnover here, or else they're pretty much doomed. Unless the Chiefs miss the field goal, which I find unlikely. Josh Allen's going to look to throw it. And they got it. So that's your ball game. The Kansas City Chiefs are moving on. Despite a nice comeback effort from the Ravens, it's not enough. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to OFL Bowl 18, where they will face off against the New York Giants. We're down to the Chiefs and the Giants. Meals and Naruto. Did Hector lose? Hector lost in the last round, yeah. Why pass there, though? Because they're better at passing it than running it. And it paid off. So the magical season for the Ravens comes to an end as they lose here in the AFC Championship game to Josh Allen and the Chiefs. Josh Allen was very good. Dan was pretty good as well, particularly in the second half because they didn't throw the ball really at all in the first half. Zeke was fine. Who is this guy? Trevante Ivory, 2nd year out of Tennessee State. This guy's a beast. All right, so we are down to 2, the Chiefs and the Giants. That'll be a fun matchup for probably Friday. I think that's the plan. We're going to look at the Pro Bowl rosters real quick, and then dev upgrades as well. And then that'll wrap it up. Here are the Pro Bowlers. No Dan. Rip. Hector Estrada Jr., QB1. There you go. He's joined by Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Jerome Diggs, Kyler Murray, and Patrick Mahomes. Why is Mahomes QB3? He should be higher than that. Najee, RB1, let's go. That's nice to see. Any other Vikings? Rashawn Slater made it. That's 2. Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett. Okay, so we had a few. Who do I predict will be in the World Series this year? I'm going to say the Dodgers and the Astros. The Astros are going to shock the world and upset the Yankees. Can we go through dev traits? Yes, we are. We're going to go through dev traits. We're going to check the injuries. And then we will be all done. Here are dev bears. I don't know if Dante Hightower had X Factor, but he does. Poperino McNutt. What's his rating now? How much did he go up? He's a 53. The Beats. Same thing. Did Joe Burrow already have Superstar? He did. Okay. Broncos. Here's Andy Morrison Jr. He has Superstar. The Browns. Here are the Bucks. Arizona. The Diablos. I don't know if Logan Wilson already had it. He had a really good year, so that would make sense if he went up. Kansas City, the AFC representatives in the OFL Bowl. The Wizards. Van Jefferson probably went up. The Bats. The Dolphins. Did Julian Fleming already have Superstar? He deserved to go up. London. Jordan Love. I think he already had Superstar. He did not go up. Interesting. Atlanta. The Washington football team. The most football team of all football teams. San Francisco. There's Khalil Lawrence, the user. He has Superstar X Factor. The Giants, the NFC representatives in the OFL. But wow, they have a lot of good defensive linemen. The Jaguars. Did Jonathan Abram already have Superstar? I don't think so. The Jets, Jets. Everybody probably deserved to go down here. The Lions, Julian Bonerific has Superstar X Factor. What a guy. The Huskies, Hector does not go up. He stays at Superstar. Carolina, Deuce in my pants, Superstar X Factor. New England. The Pioneers. There's Christian Ellis, Superstar X Factor. No Jerome Diggs. He does not move up. The Rams. Here are the Ravens. Holy cow, they have a lot of X Factors, including everybody's favorite, Mr. Dan. There's Legma Balls. He has Superstar. So the Ravens have to have the most. Maybe we're in the mix, but I don't think that we have more than them. Here's Seattle. The Aviators. Carson Strong! That's new. Of all the QBs to go up, it's Carson Strong. I think he did lead the league in yards. So I guess that kind of makes sense. The Tigers. I don't think anything's new here. The Bison. Boom. The Vikings. We only have 2? Now that I think about it, yeah. That actually kind of makes sense. I thought we had more. Did we see Arizona? Yeah, Arizona was closer to the beginning. I don't think anybody went up. Najee should have gone up. Yeah, I don't think any of these are new. That's unfortunate. And then free agents. Is Brady not retired? Retirements don't happen until after the OFL Bowl. So, we don't know yet. We'll check players of the week, actually. Hold on. CeeDee Lamb, Josh Allen, Brandon Smith, and Trent McDuffie. We'll check injuries for the Chiefs and the Giants, see what they're working with. The Chiefs have a couple guys coming back. Savell Smalls and Marlon Mack, 2 key starters, are both healthy. The Chiefs have nobody hurt. And the Giants have nobody hurt. A fully healthy OFL Bowl. That is going to be fun. So that's going to be streamed sometime on Friday. I'm not really sure when, but I think Friday is the plan. Did you have a good season? You had a great season. You guys went from the worst team in the league to one of the best. You guys did better than anybody could have really expected. So this should be a good building block here. You're back. What did you miss? I don't know when you left, but The OFL Bowl is between the Chiefs and the Giants. The Giants had a ridiculous comeback against New Orleans, and the Chiefs dominated the first half over the Ravens, who made a nice comeback effort in the second half, but all for naught. Unless somebody breaks their neck between the Pro Bowl and the OFL Bowl. Well, we already passed the Pro Bowl, so that can't happen. Maybe if someone breaks their neck doing pregame warm-ups. Maybe if Denmark goes into the locker room and breaks their neck. Now that's an interesting idea. All right, so that'll wrap up the stream. We'll be back Friday for the big game between Meals and the Kansas City Chiefs against Naruto and the New York Football Giants.